Listen. Right now, while everyone else is scrolling past this moment, like it is just another piece of content, something is happening that most people will never understand. There is a conversation occurring about you in the unseen, not metaphorically, not as some comforting spiritual platitude to make you feel special. I mean, an actual recalibration happening in real time because of a choice you made today that you probably barely noticed. And if you leave before I show you what that means, you will miss the reason why this specific morning was different from every other morning of your entire life. Pause for a second. Put down whatever else you were doing, because what I am about to tell you is not background noise. This is not something you half listen to while doing 3 other things. What is coming requires all of you here, right now, fully present. And I promise you, by the time we are done, you will see your last 24 hours in a completely different light. Before we go further, I need to ask you something. And I want you to be brutally honest inside yourself where no one else can hear. Have you felt it? That strange exhaustion that sleep does not fix. The kind that lives in your bones even after a full night of rest. That weight you carry that has no name, no clear source, but it is there every single morning when you open your eyes. You wake up already tired, already carrying something. Most people would call that burnout. Some would say depression. Your doctor might suggest vitamins or lifestyle changes, but I am telling you something different. That heaviness is not a problem. That is your frequency adjusting to carry something most people will never be asked to hold. It is one of the first signs that you are operating at a level the ordinary world cannot see. Your spirit is processing at a bandwidth that physical rest cannot touch. And the dreams. Have they been unusually vivid lately? Dreams where you are solving problems, making decisions, navigating situations that feel more real than waking life. You wake up and the feeling stays with you for hours. That is not random brain activity. That is your consciousness working in dimensions most people never access. While you sleep, your spirit is being briefed, and the emotional waves, one moment you are sitting in your car and peace washes over you. Nothing changed. It just arrives. Then, an hour later, quiet sadness. Not grief over anything specific, just gentle melancholy that settles like weather. Then, without warning, hope. Sudden, unreasonable hope about something unchanged in the physical realm. None of it follows logic. No one triggered it. Your circumstances are the same, but inside, emotional weather keeps shifting. Most would call that instability. Your therapist might suggest medication. But I am telling you something different. That is not instability. That is your spirit moving between dimensions most humans never access. You are operating on multiple frequencies simultaneously. Your internal weather is not broken. It is calibrating to frequencies beyond the 5 senses. Now here is what happened this morning, and I need you to think back carefully because this matters more than you realize. You made a choice. Maybe it felt small at the time. Maybe no one was around to witness it. It could have been in your kitchen before anyone else woke up. It could have been in your car on the way to work. It could have been in a conversation where you had to decide in real time how to respond. You chose to stay calm when everything in you wanted to explode. Someone said something, did something, implied something that hit every trigger you have. And instead of reacting the way you have reacted 1,000 times before, instead of giving them exactly what they deserved, you paused, you breathed. You chose peace when war would have been justified, or you chose to trust, even though every single piece of evidence in front of you said do not. The bank account said no. The diagnosis said no. The silence from that person said no. And still, against logic, against evidence, against the advice of everyone who loves you, you chose to believe that there is a bigger plan working, or you chose to keep moving when your mind had already drafted the resignation letter, the breakup text, the I quit speech. Every part of you had signed off on stopping, and somehow, from somewhere deeper than your thoughts, you found the will to take one more step. Not because you saw the finish line. You chose to continue because something in you knows you are built for endurance. You chose to pray not because you felt God close, not because the heavens felt open, not because you had any confirmation that anyone was listening. You prayed because something deeper than emotion, something foundational, told you that this is what you do, this is who you are. You pray when you feel nothing because the act itself is faith made visible, or maybe your choice looked even simpler than all of that. You chose to get up. You chose to not defend yourself when you were misunderstood. You chose to hold your peace when the entire situation was begging, screaming for you to release it. You chose to let them think whatever they were going to think. You chose to trust that the truth would speak for itself without your help. Now, I need you to understand something that most people, including most people of faith, have never been taught correctly, heaven noticed. And I do not mean that in the vague, comforting way people say God sees you when you are going through something hard. I am not talking about a distant deity observing from far away and feeling sympathetic. I mean something specific happened. Something with a name, a mechanism, and a consequence that is already unfolding in the spiritual atmosphere right now as you take in these words. What you did this morning moved something in the unseen. It triggered a response, a recalibration, a shift in the divine strategy concerning your life. And when I say heaven recalibrated because of you, I am not speaking in poetry or religious metaphor. I am going to show you the exact science and the ancient spirituality of what that means. But I need you to stay with me because this gets deep, and most people are not ready to hear how powerful they actually are. But first, let me tell you why this matters more than you think. If this is landing somewhere deep, if something in you is saying, yes, I have felt that, go ahead and tap that, like right now. Not for the algorithm, for you. Let it be your agreement that something real is happening here, because what I am about to share is not content you consume in the background while scrolling. This requires all of you present. There is an ancient story most people misunderstand, a woman named Esther. If you grew up in religious spaces, you heard it as a dramatic rescue story. Beautiful girl becomes queen, saves her people. That is the Sunday school version. But that is not what the story is actually about. Esther's story is about preparation. She was placed in a palace, torn from everything familiar. For years, nothing dramatic happened. She learned the language of power, how to move in rooms full of people who could destroy her, how to carry influence without corruption, how to be seen without being exposed, how to hold her true self privately while functioning publicly in a world that did not understand her. From the outside, it looked like nothing. Just palace life, ordinary days. No one would have called it destiny in the making. It looked mundane, repetitive, wasteful even. Why is someone with her potential stuck here doing nothing of significance? But every ordinary day was forming something inside her. Every moment of patience built endurance. Every difficult interaction taught emotional intelligence. Every season of obscurity cured her need for constant visibility. Every day of silence trained her to hear frequencies louder voices would drown. Then one morning came. Information reached her that changed everything. Her people were going to be destroyed. She was the only one positioned to act. One choice: walk toward the king uninvited, risking execution, or stay silent and safe. That one choice reversed a death sentence over an entire nation. She did not know that morning was the morning. It felt like every other morning, but she had been prepared. When the moment came, she was ready, not because she felt ready, but because every previous morning had made her capable. Your choice this morning was your Esther moment. You did not know it. It felt ordinary, but it was not. That was the first morning you were ready to carry what is coming next. Now I need to show you something from the original language that completely changes how we understand divine response. There is a Hebrew word that appears throughout ancient scripture. The word is shav. In most English translations, you will see it rendered as return or repent. And that translation, while not completely wrong, misses the entire essence of what is actually being communicated. Shav does not mean go backward. It does not mean retreat, regret, or correction in the way we typically think about those concepts. Shav means to pivot with intention, to redirect with purpose. It carries the idea of a strategic repositioning based on new information. Think about a general on a battlefield. Intelligence comes in, that changes everything. A new opportunity has revealed itself. A breakthrough point has opened up that was not visible before. The general does not panic. He does not interpret the new information as a failure of the original plan. He does not retreat or abandon the mission. What does he do? He recalibrates. Instantly, decisively. He redirects every available resource toward the new point of breakthrough that just revealed itself. That is shav, strategic redirection, in response to a new opening. When Scripture says God changed his plan, when it says heaven responded to human action, when it describes the divine altering course, the original word underneath that in Hebrew is shav. God is not reacting emotionally. God is not scrambling to fix something that went wrong. The divine is recalibrating the entire strategy in response to you creating a new opening through your choice. Now, let me give you a modern metaphor. Think about GPS navigation. You are driving. The system calculated the optimal route. Then you make a choice. You see a road the GPS had not accounted for. Maybe it is a shortcut. Maybe it is intuition. You turn. What happens? Does the GPS shut down? Announce failure? Berate you? No. It says one thing: recalculating. Not with judgment, just fact. The system immediately, silently, precisely redirects every resource to get you to your destination by this new path. Sometimes the road you chose is faster, sometimes more meaningful. Sometimes it avoids an accident the system could not predict. The GPS does not argue. It recalibrates and supports your new path with everything it has. That is what happened this morning. You chose something, a road not in the original plan. And heaven said shav, recalculating, not because you made a mistake, because you chose a higher road, requiring more faith. A road that demanded spiritual maturity you had not reached yet. But you reached it this morning. The entire divine strategy pivoted to support the new path you just proved you are ready to walk. Now, I want to show you something bridging ancient spirituality and modern neuroscience. Researchers at Princeton identified a phenomenon called the gamma switch. When a person makes a faith-based choice, acts on conviction instead of waiting for evidence, moves on internal knowing rather than external confirmation, something measurable happens. They enter gamma wave state. the highest frequency brainwaves humans produce, 40 to 100 hertz. Most people spend their lives between 1 and 30 hertz. This is neuroscience, measurable, repeatable, documented. When you operate at gamma frequency, you vibrate at the same frequency as coherent universal patterns, the field, divine frequency. You become a tuning fork for heaven. Your choice this morning was not just moral, it was a frequency shift. You moved from beta waves, where worry lives, or alpha, where passive reception happens, straight into gamma, where miracles become normal, where you access information before it becomes visible, where you operate as co-creator, not just responder, and frequency determines everything. What can reach you, what you access, which version of reality you experience. Same room, same situation, completely different realities based solely on operating frequency. Think about a radio, hundreds of stations broadcasting simultaneously. You only hear the one you are tuned to. Other stations are equally real, equally close, broadcasting at the same volume. You just cannot access them because you are not tuned to their frequency. Change the dial, different reality floods in, same room, same device, different frequency, different reality. Most people live their entire lives at alpha and beta frequencies. These are the frequencies of survival, reaction, logic, planning, and fear. Those frequencies keep you connected to what is visible, predictable, and controllable. There is nothing wrong with those frequencies for certain tasks. You need beta waves to drive a car or balance your checkbook. But if you stay there, if that becomes your default operating system, you will only ever experience the reality that those frequencies can access. And that reality does not include the supernatural. It does not include the miraculous. It does not include divine intervention, but chosen ones. And I need you to hear this clearly. You do not get to stay comfortable in beta. You were not built for it. You have been trained, often through years of difficulty that made absolutely no sense at the time, to access gamma even when nothing around you confirms it is safe to do so. Even when every logical indicator says stay in survival mode, even when everyone around you is operating at lower frequencies and calling you crazy for not joining them there. That choice you made this morning, when you chose faith over fear, when you chose trust over evidence, when you chose to keep moving when stopping made perfect logical sense, that was you holding gamma frequency when everything external was screaming at you to drop down to beta. And the moment you did that, heaven moved. Not because you earned it, not because you were good enough, because you created a frequency match. And frequency is law. Let me be very clear and specific about what I mean when I say chosen one, because this term gets misunderstood and misused constantly. I am not talking about spiritual arrogance. I am not suggesting you are better than other people. I am not feeding an ego trip or trying to make you feel special in some exclusive club way. That is not what this is about at all. I am talking about function, about assignment, about the specific role you were designed to play in the larger story that is unfolding. Some people are called to live beautiful, faithful, quiet lives. Lives that glorify the divine through their steadiness, their consistency, their faithfulness in small things that no one ever celebrates publicly. That calling is sacred. That calling matters eternally. Those people are the backbone of everything good in this world. But you, and I am speaking specifically to you if you are still here, if this is landing in a place you cannot even name, you were built for something different, not better, different. You were built to break cycles that have run in your family for generations. You were built to shift atmospheres in rooms just by entering them. You were built to stand in spaces where the frequency is set to fear and doubt and cynicism, and recalibrate that entire environment by your presence alone. You are the person who walks into a meeting where everyone has already decided it is impossible. And suddenly people start seeing possibilities they could not see before you arrived. You are the one who stands in a family system that has been running on dysfunction for 50 years, and you become the stopping point. The pattern ends with you. You are the one who enters broken situations and carries a frequency of wholeness that reminds people what normal is supposed to feel like. This is not about ego. This is about assignment. And assignment comes with a cost. It comes with years of preparation that look like nothing. It comes with seasons of isolation because you are being separated from frequencies that would keep you average. It comes with misunderstanding from people who love you but do not have the categories to understand what you are carrying. It comes with attacks that seem disproportionate to who you are, until you realize the attacks are proportionate to who you are becoming and what you are assigned to dismantle. The years you thought were wasted. They were not punishment. They were not God ignoring you or forgetting about you or testing your patience for no reason. Every year of waiting was teaching you something specific. Every season of silence was training you to hear at frequencies other people miss. When everyone else needs external noise and constant confirmation and visible progress to keep believing, you learned how to hold faith in complete silence. That is not a common skill. That is specialized training for a specialized assignment. Every moment you stayed faithful when no one was watching built the exact internal structure required for the choice you made this morning. Those years built your capacity. They built your endurance. They built your ability to hold steady when everything around you is shaking and all of it mattered. Every single part. There was not one wasted day, not one pointless season, not one moment that did not contribute to making you capable of this morning. Now here is what most people never understand about frequency, and this is critical. You cannot attract what you are not vibrating at the level of. This is not manifestation teaching. This is not the law of attraction oversimplified. This is actual spiritual physics. You can pray for breakthrough every single day while operating at the frequency of bitterness, and it will never reach you. Not because heaven is withholding it, not because you do not deserve it. Because frequency is a law. Like gravity, you do not break it. You align with it or you do not. And this morning, when you made that choice to stay calm, to trust, to keep going, to pray, to hold your peace, you aligned, you shifted, you moved into Gamma, and everything that has been circling your life, waiting for you to be ready, waiting for you to reach the frequency where it can land, it can finally reach you now. The breakthrough is not coming. It is already here. You just moved into the frequency where you can finally receive it. Before I go further, I want to say something. If you have found value in this, if this is helping you see your story differently, there is a way to support this work continuing. I do not run ads. I do not make this depend on sponsors who might change the message. This stays pure because people like you make it possible. If you feel led, there is a link in the comments for those who want to contribute. No pressure. Only if it is on your heart. Either way, this message is for you. Now, let me give you something practical to anchor this. I call it the Morning Seal Protocol. 3 movements that take less than 2 minutes, but change everything. First, movement is identification. What am I choosing today? Not a vague intention like I want to be better, or I hope things improve. A specific choice named with precision before the day gets the chance to name it for you. I am choosing peace in this conversation. I am choosing to trust this process. I am choosing to see this person differently. Specific, declared, decided. Second movement is release. What am I not bringing with me into today? Name it out loud if you can, in your mind if you cannot. The resentment from yesterday, the disappointment from last year, the fear from last week. Name it specifically and release it before the day begins. Because if you do not release it intentionally, it will ride with you into every new moment, as if it still belongs there. Third movement is declaration. Who am I? Not who do I hope to become someday, not who I will be when I finally get my life together. Who am I right now, today, in this moment? Speak your identity over yourself before the world gets the chance to speak something smaller over you. I am chosen, I am seen, I am called, I am equipped. Whatever your declaration is, speak it while you still have the morning to yourself. The chosen one does not wait to discover who they will be today. They decide, and that decision, made at gamma frequency before the day dilutes it, sets the atmosphere for everything that follows. Here is the second tool, the frequency audit. At the end of any morning, or really any moment when you need to check yourself, ask these questions. Am I reacting to what happened or responding from who I am? Am I protecting something good or punishing someone who reminded me of an old wound? Am I moving toward my calling or running from something I have not faced? Am I standing in faith or operating from survival? Is the version of me showing up right now the version this moment deserves? Those are calibration tools. They help you see whether you are operating at gamma or just getting through the day. And everything in your future depends on knowing which frequency you are in. Now I want to do what I came here to do. I want to speak over you directly, and I need you to receive this. Not analyze whether you deserve it, not measure whether it feels true yet. Just receive it. Let these words find the part of you that has been waiting the longest to hear them. Father, I come before you grateful. Grateful for every person receiving this right now, for the years that formed them, for the seasons that looked like silence and were actually the most active preparation of their entire life, for the mornings that cost them something and they showed up anyway, for every prayer that felt like it hit the ceiling and the faithfulness that sent it up regardless. You have been present in every single moment, not watching from far away, closer than the question itself. And you see them, every weight they carry that no one else knows about. Every question held in the dark, every small, unannounced act of faithfulness, all of it has been seen. Not one morning has been missed. Now we release. We release the story that said we are too small for heaven to notice. We release the belief that our choices do not travel beyond the room we made them in. We release the doubt that wore the mask of wisdom. We release comparison to timelines never assigned to us. We release the ceiling built by people who did not know who they were looking at. We release the old frequency, the survival mode, the shutdown. We release every morning we thought was wasted and receive them back as formation. We release everything that belongs to the old version. We do it now, not when we feel ready, because releasing is what readiness feels like. Now we call forth the seer in you, fully awake, not occasionally sensing, fully operating. Seeing in the unseen, knowing before confirmation comes. The light bearer in you, activated, the atmosphere shifts when you arrive because you carry it. The warrior in you, standing, not fighting from fear, holding from identity, immovable inside, even when everything outside moves. The voice in you released. When the moment comes, you will not hesitate. The cycle breaker in you sealed. What ended with you stays ended. Those who come after begin from a different place. It started with a choice you made today. We call these forth not as requests, but as recognition. They already belong to you. Now we cover what is rising. What was activated today is covered not from fear, but from wisdom. What is being built is sacred. Sacred things are not for premature exposure. What was sealed is protected from self-sabotage that rises when breakthrough gets close. What is beginning cannot be strangled by tomorrow's noise or next week's doubt. It is covered, and I hear the Father speaking over you. You are not behind. The timeline that matters is not the one you measured yourself against. It is the one written around you, the one alive enough to recalibrate every time you choose faith. What you did this morning proved you are ready to carry the version that matches who you are. You are seen, you are known, you are called, you are sent. You are the reason heaven's attention is where it is right now. You are not waiting to be chosen. You have always been chosen. This morning, you chose back. Walk in it. It is done. It is sealed. Receive it. In His name, Amen. If this reached something real in you, type the words "I am" in the comments right now. Not "I hope," not "I am trying." I am, 2 words. The most powerful declaration a chosen one can make. Let that be your seal on everything spoken here. And if you want more of this, if you are ready to walk with others who are waking up to who they actually are, subscribe and stay close. There is more coming that you need to hear. One more thing. If someone comes to mind as you finish this, someone who has been quietly faithful in a season no one has named for them yet, share this message. They made a choice this morning too. They just do not know what it set in motion. You might be the one meant to tell them.